Alrighty, we are going to resume our candidate interview process. And with that, we are in the middle of round 2. Vice Mayor Baxter, and Patrick, you're the first to go.
Good afternoon. Lucky you, Pat. So I think when we, in any organization, private or otherwise, have new leadership come in, change is always going to take place. It's just a matter of different styles, different leadership, different priorities. I'd like to know how you would handle staff's resistance to that change.
Resistance to change. Continued education on why a change is taking place. Continuing to share the reasoning why. Working with department heads, working with assistants, working down to mid-range and lower level staff positions, talking them through it. Could not agree more that unilaterally making a decision to change something that's been done, that would be controlled by the administrator, and just doing it without sharing it, talking it through, expressing it, helping people understand it, you're setting yourself up for failure. Explaining the why part of it. Even if it's a well-received idea, there will still be a percentage of those who won't be excited about it. That's why you walk through it and do it. And I go back to, I think I mentioned it earlier, our emergency response, how we made all 7,000 employees essential responders. That was tough for a lot of people because everyone has a duty. But we shared and talked through why, and created some processes for those who can't serve post a storm. But you put the time in, you explained it, you tell them why. It's not change for the sake of change. It's change for a good reason. And I think once you show them the reasons, there'll be much better acceptance.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. As administrator or leading any organization, you set the standard from the top, there's no question. And I couldn't agree more with what Patrick said. Communication really and education, that's how you start. But you have to see how it processes. As a new administrator, I think maybe my Vice Mayor, what we're coming to is in your leadership staff, there may not be those that see the same vision as you. And that could be an impediment of implementing the changes you're trying to make. So as a new administrator, they have to assess the leadership staff, because if you're not lockstep, if there's not a buy-in, there needs to be a change for your culture. It's just the way that things work. I've lived it currently as clerk. I've been through this process just 4.5 years ago. We set many different standards and changes. And I hate to be repetitive and forgive me, but it goes back to the culture, yes, but when you're specifically implementing that change to get that buy-in, ultimately, after the explanations, after the understanding, if there is resistance, not because it's not working, just because people don't want change, then you need to have a leadership change within your upper ranks.
Vice Mayor, I am going to give you an answer based on experience, not in theory. I don't know if you know this, but when I became the FDO director, I had the honor of being the successor to someone that ran that department for 32 years. Not one, not two, 32. And she did that without having a deputy director. I was, in fact, the first deputy director that was hired by the county because Ms. Audrey Wolf was about to retire, and they needed someone, hopefully to be able to lead the department, and eventually I was given the opportunity to do that. And it was quite a challenge, because to come in a place that someone else has crafted, she was the founding mother of that department, to reflect what she believed to needed to be the priorities was a hefty ask, to say the least. And I did 3 things. Number 1, I recognized that I couldn't walk in through the door and start changing things left and right, because I had an operation that needed to continue to run. Number 2, I recognized that there were going to be some things that I will need to live with, that they were not that relevant, that I could let them be, even if I was not in full agreement. And number 3, I recognized that I needed to be intentional. So I selected those areas where I wanted change, and I sat with my leadership team and I explained my logic. And they were not only key, they were part of that driver of running those changes through the organization. And I say that with the confidence of knowing that FDO is an amazing place to work, just like the county. I say that with my FDO hat, with my assistant county administrator hat. I will say that the entire county is. But if you want to see, and I say this humbly, how you can come in with a new vision that respects what has been done well, but at the same time recognizes that there are areas that warrant improvement and can be improved without disrupting the basis of the operations. I think FDO gives you a good case in point.
Thank you.
Good question, Vice Mayor. I think I have a bit of an advantage. At the end of every fiscal year, we look back at our performance. So I created something called Performance October, which means every single department, the entire leadership team sits down with me and their assistant county administrator and looks at the performance. I know the leadership team of every single department. They know my heart, and I know their performance. I know their strengths and their weaknesses. That said, I've also worked with at least about half of the departments doing SWOT analysis workshops. I know their people. Thirdly, I've already decided that I'm going to create, within the first 60 days, town hall listening discussions with every department. What does that mean? I'm going to engineering and public works, work with David Ricks, and all his people will be in the room, and I'm going to say, I'm your new county administrator. This is what this means. This is what change means, and we need to change. Same thing with public safety. Same thing with risk management. All down the road, all across all 35 departments, I'm going to put a face to the name. They already know me, but then they're going to say, you know what? I'm going to let them know that change is inevitable, and we need to change if we're going to do well.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Okay. Commissioner Powell, you're up next, and Senator Abruzzo is your first question.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I want to thank you all, as everybody else has said, but I didn't say it during my first round, for applying for this job and putting yourselves out here for this. I believe in the idea of constant and never-ending improvement. I do understand and recognize that the county has a AAA bond rating. I do understand that we're in the midst of change and there's some uncertainty. My question centers on the idea that I believe that reading books is an invaluable act of continual learning and personal growth. And as far as growth goes, there's been conversation with regard to developing the team, creating opportunities for upward mobility in terms of staff. There's also been conversation with regard to potential changes in staff. With that, my question would be, and it can center on reading materials, or, one of my questions was, what is a book that you've read that has changed your life or is giving you ideas to change who you are? But also, what is your philosophy, or what would your strategy be for professional development of not just you, but for your team? What would be your strategy, what has been your strategy in terms of professional development and creating that not just for yourself, but for your team as you move forward?
Thank you, Commissioner. I will tell you, as I'm wrapping up my master's in law at Pepperdine, I've been reading a lot of law books, and of late, specifically with theories, but also in dispute resolution. But I want to get to the heart of your question, and I have to go back to when you talk about professional development of our team. That's why I hit home on what we're doing at the clerks. That I created a professional development office. It's not just rhetoric. We've put it into action. And I gave a shout out at the debate last night to Nicole, who heads up that office for us. But I will tell you that it has worked wonders in leaps and bounds, and I want to explain why. And first, before I get to culture, really the position that we're in here in government. We cannot pay as high as the private sector. We get poached, as you know, all the time. We do at the clerk, you do at the county. You have to create that culture that our workforce has a buy-in, that this is so much more than a job. It's a calling, it's public service, and the professional development is the key to all of that. That gives the employee the weight of, maybe I could get a little bit more money here, but I'm on this professional development course right here at the county that I love, that is my home, and then they start to weigh, and it's legitimate, it's genuine. If it's not genuine, they see right through it, and rightfully so. Then they weigh their quality of life and a few dollars on the other side. So when you talk about professional development and what we have done, what I have done, that was brand new to the clerk's office. We brought that in. It's one of the first things that I will be doing. But philosophy also goes into that, and I think that's probably where you're hitting home with books and education and professional development. We also provide continuing education at the clerk's office. That's very important, and quite frankly, Madam Mayor, if I'm fortunate enough to be selected when we get into contract negotiations, I love continuing professional development. It's why I'm about to complete my master's degree right now. So, but I want that. It's not only for the administrator, I like that for our entire workforce, so they can continue and grow and help build their careers, receive education, keep moving forward. That's what it's all about, and it's genuine. Thank you, Commissioner.
So, Commissioner, you asked as to personal development and professional development on an individual note. I will respond to that by saying I have spent 28 years consecutively going to college. I miss it. So if you see me enrolling in something else, don't be surprised. I think, and I recognize I may have a little bit of a problem. But being a little bit more serious, allow me to share with you that on an annual basis, I give my directors at FDO a book, because I am an avid reader. And I like to joke with them, and probably they are chuckling if they're watching this meeting right now, that by the time I retire, they will not need a bookcase, but they will certainly need at least a shelf to put all the books that I have given them. About 2 or 3 years, I gave them one that is called Bad Leadership, okay? And the title may surprise you. It's a very interesting read. It's an interesting read because it basically summarizes a number of persons and leaders through history that had excellent leadership skills that were maybe not put to the best of interest, right? So I think we often speak as to what a good leader is. I think it is also good to recognize the traits that may take that leadership into the wrong path. So I gave them that. It created some level of interactions among us and having that conversation. And then that leads me to the final point, which is, what do we do with professional development? And I'm going to open that door in two different ways. Number one, I think professional development entails given the training that is needed to develop the skills, without doubt. Give me the tools so that I understand and I know how to become better. But furthermore, don't leave it at the theory. Give me the opportunity to sit down and practice what you just gave me a tool in theory to implement. And we do that precisely by creating opportunities. And what do I mean by that? In my office, if you come in and say, it's me, it's not part of my job, but I would like to try X, most certainly the answer will be, let's go ahead and do it. Let's see what you can do, right? And sometimes people come back and say, hey, I'm still working on this. And I said, you asked for it, so you wanted to try it. Now we're going to deliver towards the end. And I say that with a smile because personally I've been blessed through my professional career by having supervisors that saw potential, that saw skills, and that said, let's see what she can do. And they gave me an opportunity. So I have a commitment to pay it forward.
So this is near and dear to my heart. Let's look at metrics. I am a Golden Palm awardee for my Feed Your Mind series. Lunch and Learns, 11:30 to 1:30, every 2 weeks for the county. We have had at least about 3,000 employees take Feed Your Mind. The Feed Your Mind series brings in Commissioner Powell, you came and did one. Commissioner McBernard came and presented, as well as Todd Ballard on leadership skills. I brought industry expertise from inside the county and outside the county to do Feed Your Mind. Employees have changed their mindset because they have received information about leadership skills, excellence in supervision, metrics, strategy 101. How do you develop your own personal strategy? I am a true believer that we have to educate our folks. We have training and education, but I looked at the curriculum, I took every one that we have that HR provides, and I said, you know what, there's some other things that I need to provide to change people's attitudes. So I created the Feed Your Mind series, and we received a Golden Palm Award for that. I also created the very, very first executive leadership retreat. Every single assistant county administrator and every department heads attended the executive leadership retreat that I asked the commission, county administrator, could I conduct? And we brought in a consultant, and for a full day, we trained the executive leaders on an executive leadership retreat. I sat on the learning council with HR, which would actually train upcoming leaders within Palm Beach County. I sat on the learning council for 2 years, which was actually spearheaded by Maria Pearson. In terms of books, John Maxwell's 5 Level of Leadership, John Maxwell's Leadership 101, John Maxwell's Attitude 101, and of course my own book, Your Attitude is Your Breakthrough. If we can actually change people's attitude, we can't change what you come up against, but we can change how you react to it. And that's what I've been actually doing, changing people's mindset. I'll end with this. If we do not invest in HR, I sat in a budget meeting when the new director of HR came and asked for an in-house trainer, and it was denied, and it hurt me to my core because we need it.
Great benefit we have here. We've said it a number of times, over 7,000 employees, over 7,000 positions. Your ability, any employee's ability to find that next move up opportunity is so much different and so much greater than it would be at pretty much every other government that's out there. There are only so many Planner 1 positions. There are only so many senior professional engineer positions, things of that sort. We have those here. We have those across different departments. Our planners don't just exist just in PZB. They exist in other departments and vice versa. So, we start from a place of having great opportunities. Now, I can tell you, as not so far removed from my time as a department head, when I lost an employee to another department for the right reasons, it's still tough to see happen. And I'll get you back because I'm going to hire your person from your department the next time around. Point is, You've got someone who's A, looking to move up, find that next challenge for themselves. B, they know the county, they know the way around. There's no learning curve, there's no burn-in time. They're ready to go, and they want to grow themselves. So we start with the place of we have unlimited opportunities. And I know I've talked to tons of employees through the years who some have left and moved on. Some you sit down and say, do you see what's here? This is why it's worth your investment of time here. And maybe chasing a couple more dollars might not be your best long-term play. Every situation is different, but I have spent a lot of time talking to folks in that regard. A lot comes from at that supervisor level. The people seeking training, the people who've gone back to school, the people who might be going to, doing a continuing education segment online, the support they get from their supervisor. I've had 2 different assistants through my time at the planning division. We're going to school getting their bachelor's degree. And that requires working with their schedules. They need to be out the door at 4:30. They need to be out at 4. Things along those lines. They needed the support from supervisors. And I think part of the messaging that should come from an administrator, appropriately so, is supporting that opportunity, supporting that desire to grow, do more, and get better. That necessarily can't be put in a book or a process, policy procedure, because you know how your group operates. But overarchingly, having that support and knowing that the opportunity's there. Last, I think we do a lot on the professional development side. It goes beyond just doing reimbursement for taking classes, things of that sort. It's that support piece. We've got college reimbursement. We have others. We pay my AICP certification, been paying that since I've been here. I know we've got some office heads who are attorneys. We pay for everything.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to finish off this round. First, I'm going to say thank you all for going through this process for several weeks, several months. And I know it's long, it's arduous. Questions are coming at you from everybody. It's, as you said, it's like campaigning, which we've all done. Some of us don't ever have to do it again, but we've all done it. So, yeah, I'm retiring after this. Yeah, just saying. All right, so my last question is an important question because it has to do with where do we see us in the future? And it's not about technology, and it is and it isn't. But we, as Commissioner Powell said, we are a AAA rated county. We're an award-winning county, lots of awards. There's a lot of people out there that feel that we need to make major changes. I don't know why we need to make major changes if we're AAA rated and an award-winning county. Minor changes, making us more amenable to getting permits through and inspections through faster so that the dollar is not wasted. I do see that happening in the future. So my question is, the county holds a significant portfolio of real estate, and with the growing demand for services, the pressure to utilize these assets strategically continues to rise. How would you approach protecting the county's real estate assets while helping to shape and implement a long-term strategic plan for growth? And we are going to start with Ismi.
Certainly a topic near and dear to my heart, because as FDO director, I supervise that division that is basically your real estate agent, property and real estate management division. The county certainly holds a significant and vast number of acres that are the vast majority in conservation. And we actually had a conversation about 2 years ago, providing this county, this Board of County Commissioners, an overview of every single PCN we own and the use that has been slated for it, right? So I will argue that unless there is a policy change, we have a significant portion of that universe that is set aside for environmental park-related services, right? And those we cannot touch. we have a limited number that open the door to partnerships, okay? And I think quite often we hear from the private side, well, the county has been holding this parcel or that parcel, and we would like for it to be transferred to the county. And I would like to counter that with subject to policy direction. How can we maximize both needs? How can we make sure that the level of service and infrastructure that is required to be provided by the county to its constituents is being met, while at the same time providing opportunities for the private sector to approach and reach the development and economic motor options that they want to bring to the table? When we are negotiating contracts under property and real estate, based on direction provided by this board, I will argue that that is our guiding light. We try to reach a balance where we are stewards and protectors of the taxpayers' land, because that's at the end who owns the property and what it represents for future generations. But at the same time, we're reaching a balance with economic development, private investment, and what may come. And I think Vanderbilt gives you a good example. I think that was a good negotiation through the contract where this board gave directions, said we want the ability to put this land, real estate, to the service of something that it will impact generations. And staff was thankfully given the opportunity then to counter during negotiations with additional requests that will balance that public interest.
Thank you. Keith.
So I want to tackle this a couple of different ways. Strategically, we need to be able to see the whole picture. A strategic workshop that shows every piece of real estate that we actually have access to, that we own. Every piece, all in one workshop. And then we need to segment them. Segment all the pieces of the real estate that we say are untouchable. We just, you guys as a collective board say, you know what? This set of the real estate that you're showing me out of the entire mass is untouchable. We don't want to do anything with that. We're preserving that. The other is the segment where we can partner. We don't know how exactly we want to develop it, but we're open to partner on this segment out of the whole mass. Now we're getting the whole picture. Then you have a segment that is just ambiguous, to be determined. So I think you have, if you had a map of every piece of real estate that we have purvey to, and we segmented by, this is what we consider untouchable, this is what we are willing to partner with, and this is to be determined at a future for whatever reason. The challenge we have is I've seen 7 different Board of County Commissioner makeups. Is what you decide today. For instance, some of the decisions that you guys are making today are based off of, or things that have been grandfathered, you've actually inherited. You guys, another 1-2 years from now, some of you won't be here. So the decisions that you make regarding land may change with the next Board of County Commissioners. The challenge will be, how do you actually make a decision that is lasting across the Board of County Commissioners from 5-10 years from now? That's very, very difficult, because they're going to see different needs. You may make a decision and they're going to want to change it when they come on board. But at least if you have a strategic plan that says, this is all of our real estate, this is what we're segmenting that we don't want to touch, this is what we're willing to partner with, and this is just to be determined at a later date for a future board. That's how we look at it strategically.
Thank you. Patrick.
Keith touched on it a little bit, but any board benefits from the actions of previous boards. So when you talk about Vanderbilt, our board benefited from actions of boards 20 years ago who secured that property. And we can go all around the county and talk about locations, whether we talk about the North County complex done in the late 80s, early 90s, but that benefited from boards much prior to that securing the land. Our South County admin complex. This board has given direction and we're taking action on a mix of uses as it's redeveloped and rehabilitated. That property is there because boards, now we're going way back in time on that one, but they secured the property and had it. The building we're in right now, it wasn't here until 1985. This was a parking lot for the old courthouse and wraparound. I would like to think that this is a great use of the property. Point of all that is thinking forward, but reacting, doing what needs to be done today. Are you making the right decision with the property for the right use in the right time? Sometimes they can be difficult, absolutely. We can go back to Scripps era, where boards of the past made decisions and we moved into different areas. Real estate decisions are tough, but making the right decision with the right information, the board will tell us where to go from a policy perspective. It's making that decision. I think what needs to be done today with that eye nod, think towards the future and protecting ourselves. So if we need to grow, not just our community growing, but our government needs to grow for whatever reason, or we're supporting a lot of other elected offices, whether it's the court system, state attorney's office, PD, other places, and they need to grow, we need to be there to be able to support it. So right place, right time, being mindful of that and having that eye towards the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. The blessing and the curse of going last. You have time to think about your answer, but some of the correct answers or ones you agree with are given. So I want to tackle it from this aspect. Pretty much, I believe, not the elephant in the room, but the reality of it. Agree with Isami to a degree that it is board direction, no question, but the answer is staff recommendation of approval and projects that are coming. I love your question, and we had time to meet about actually specific developments, but I will say this from a philosophical standpoint, and Patrick hit on it about the boards of the past and what we have today. One thing's for certain, the land that we have, that people are trying to partner with, if we do nothing with it, it is only going to go up in value. End of story, period. 5, 10, 20 years from now. So it's weighing overall, without getting into a specific project, which I would have loved, what is leaving the land in the current state the best opportunity? And again, that's going to dictate on hypotheticals right now. I will tell you that protecting our resources here in Palm Beach County, you've done an incredible job. You brought up AAA bond rating, all that flows into it. We have a big part of that at the clerk's office. The protection and management of our funds, investment of our funds are major factors in the pie chart of why we have that triple bond rating. But they do also look at assets, what the value of the county is. If our assets, our capital assets, are intact and not out, and if they are out, what type of return are they giving for the county? So I take that all into consideration. Look forward to working with you on either a clerk role or potentially administrator role on projects of the future, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. All right, so we have finished our rounds of questions, and at this point, if there is anyone who has not put in a comment card and wants to comment, be there or be square. Do we have some comment cards? We will take public comment. Then we will have a 3-minute closing speech from each one of you, and then the board will discuss.
We have 3 online submissions. Do you just want them entered into record? And Mrs. Mary Bram speaking. Ms. Bram? Yes. Do you want you don't want these read in?
That's fine. There's only 2, right? 3.
Hi, good day to you as county administrators. Can you hear me? Okay, can you hear me now? Hold on, what's wrong with
Try now.
Can you hear me now? Good afternoon to the chair and to everyone that are seated in their respective places. This procedure and experience has been one that has been totally enlightening. We may not all get what we came to get, but we are here now at this particular point in time. I was at the workshop on last night, and I'm here again this evening. For those that said that you would prefer to go out for a national search, I looked at it as the majority wins. So we are here now, where we are now. You have these 4 here. First it was 7, and now you have these 4 here. But my thing is that you must look at the brain master out of all 4 of these. They are your brain masters, because whatever you want to do that is incorporated in your budget, it will come from the brain masters. This is what I call them. Because see, you can't do it. You need someone in order to help you do it and navigate where you need to get at. Do they all possess that experience? Out of their years of service, Ms. Brown would say yes. They all mastered in whatever positions that they were in. I sat and heard the question, what made you want to apply for this position? Because just that, we do not have DEI anymore. But I would like for them, your brain masters, to go into every municipality that you have to see how some things work. So that in order dealing with you, everybody would know. Everybody would know. Remember when I was here the last time, I said that some things that we can make work. We may not can make it all work, but go into those communities and see how those seniors live, those children live. See the growth, because you also gonna have to build up this county here. See, Ms. Bram is part of these municipalities, and I will be coming back for more and more and more out of your brain masters in order to encourage you to build up and build out. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, that's it. All right, we have no more cards. So, closing statements. And you're going to have, well, we're giving everybody 3. Mr. Abruzzo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. In my own words, Commissioners, I want to thank you sincerely, not just for this interview, but for your service to our community, and for the thoughtful way you've approached this process. It is for sure groundbreaking. I don't think a county administrator applicant has been through such a thorough and public interview process, likely in the history of our state. Palm Beach County has shaped my life. It's where I have spent my entire adult life, 26 years coming next month. It's where my wife and I are building our family, and where I've devoted my career in public service. I've seen extraordinary potential that has made our home the premier county in the United States. But I have seen its pressing challenges. And I believe with your strong leadership, each and every one of you, I can work for you and rise to meet both. We are in the middle of the budget process. Major issues are on the table: workforce housing and transit, to water infrastructure, permitting, economic resilience. Our public expects performance, not just promises. That's why I would step in with humility, but ready to lead like I did as clerk on day 1. I've managed budgets, overseen teams, and have handled complex operations. But what I have learned, above all, is that success in government depends on our people. It depends on culture, and it depends on trust between the elected officials, the administrator, and the community we all serve. I'm not here with a grandstanding rhetoric. I'm here for a grounded promise. I will seek your guidance. I will listen to your direction, and I will work relentlessly to deliver on the goals you set forth, specifically for our county. My role, if selected, will be to operationalize your vision, to sharpen our internal systems, and to lead with clarity, transparency, and fairness. I've been tested in public life by the pressure, by the weight of responsibility, and I've always responded with resolve and resilience, but most importantly, results. But what drives me isn't the pressure, it's the privilege to serve the public in a role that truly impacts people's lives. If I may, Madam Mayor, just briefly. Well, I will just say I love our county. I love it, and it would be the greatest honor of my professional career to work for you all. Thank you.
Thank you. This is me.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to interview for this position. It has been, to say the least, an interesting process. I spend most of my days working long hours, and this process has certainly forced me into doing some things that I will not necessarily do on a daily basis. And I shall say 3 public forums in a week, certainly not my typical standard. This board, the public, and the business community has had an opportunity and more than sufficient time to scrutinize my qualifications, my experience. You have seen me work. Before I became a candidate, I was, and I remain, a staffer that has defended multiple complex items sitting at this staff table. I will not summarize yet again my qualifications and experience. In fact, I will probably be the exception from this point forward. I will not make a closing statement, sharing with you why you should hire me, why I should be your next county administrator. Instead, here are my closing thoughts. This county is at an inflection point in its history. The decision you're about to make is not an easy one. You already know that, and you have shown you know it. It cannot be taken lightly. Who becomes the new county administrator will carry long-lasting impact. Some of that impact will be seen in short order. Some will be experienced by generations to come. Many of you have heard me say that I applied to the county administrator position as a matter of principle and out of deep sense of responsibility. It was a decision based on knowing myself to be qualified to do the job, but furthermore, believing that I could perform the job for the benefit of our constituents, while simultaneously showing the utmost respect for the board and to this board of county commissioners that sets the policy, and county staff that is responsible with making it operational. Therefore, my plea to you as county commissioners is that you let the same principles be your guide. Let that decision be steered by appointing the most qualified candidate. And let me clarify, that doesn't mean the one that has the most titles, not necessarily the one that has the most experience. Let that decision reflect the candidate that you believe will be able to effectively lead, to effectively communicate with you, with county staff, and with our constituents. If today's decision leads to such outcome, then, and only then, will be the county's interests best served. Thank you.
Thank you. Keith.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Commissioners, let me first thank my wife, This month we will celebrate 38 years of marriage. And my two daughters, Candace and Kaylee, and my son Cole, and all of their spouses, and my two new granddaughters as of a couple months ago. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today and for considering me for the role of county administrator. I've had the privilege of serving Palm Beach County for the past 7 years, building the foundation for a high-performing, strategically aligned government, one that puts people first, uses data to drive decisions, and stays focused on delivering real results for our residents. I understand the complexity of this organization, its departments, its budget, and its people. But more importantly, I understand its potential. I bring a unique blend of private sector innovation and public sector experience, and I work with every single department in this county to improve culture, performance, and outcomes. I've also listened through our first countywide resident opinion survey that I constructed by your guidance, Mayor. And I know how vital it is that we continue to build trust, break down silos, and create stronger bridges across 39 municipalities. This is a pivotal time for Palm Beach County. We have a $9 billion budget, 7,000 employees, and over 1 million residents who depend on effective, transparent, and forward-thinking leadership. I am ready to lead with humility, clarity, and collaboration to support your vision, to empower our workforce, and to position Palm Beach County as a national model for innovation and excellence in local government. Thank you again for your time and your trust, and I would be honored to serve as your next county administrator. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Patrick.
First of all, thank you. Echo the words of others. It's been a 3.5-month process for us, and it's been a 3.5-month process for you. And I think we're all looking to bring this home. So appreciate your input and watching you as you've had to act through these past few months. What brings me here? A little bit about who I am. Sitting here right now, having been at the county 22.5 years, I'm a West Palm native, born and raised here. Northmore Elementary, Roosevelt Middle School, North Shore High School. I've seen a lot of the changes throughout the city, much less the county, experienced it, lived it, had the benefit of working almost 10 years in Broward County, getting exposure to different challenges, things of that sort. Florida Atlantic University bachelor's, master's at University of Florida. I'm a Florida guy, Palm Beach County native. I've appreciated every opportunity, every step I've had here at the county in my time, held 4 different positions through the course of time. I'd be happy having stayed in any one of them forever. It's been great. This is the greatest place to work. But I've been honored to have opportunities to move up as well. And every time you move up, you create a little bit more of a challenge. Love it. Lose a little hair sometimes, but they've all been fun at the end of the day, and they've all been exciting. This is the ultimate. This is the top of the chain. And it is a great opportunity, a great challenge. I really enjoyed our discussions with all of you individually yesterday, because it certainly wasn't the time to dive into it, but how you are looking to engage and move forward with next administrator, what things you want to see. And I'm not just talking about policy issues, whether it's communication, whether it's some of the behind the curtain functions. Your chance to dive in, your chance. It's a reset. There's an opportunity there, and I look forward to that piece. Can't say it enough. I've loved every place I've been here. 22.5 years seems like it's short, and it seems like it's really long. I think I might have mentioned it earlier. Temporarily or permanently, I've supervised about half the departments through my time here. I've got significant exposure to so many of our functions. What I bring is continuity. What I bring is institutional knowledge, but I also bring adaptability, not set in my ways. So open to ideas, open to change, but I bring you history, I bring you knowledge. I know how things have been done historically, and I know that change needs to occur too, and not resistant or hesitant to do that. So with that, thank you again. I am ready to lead. I thank you for your consideration on this, and we look forward to your vote.
Okay, then. Well, we can vote or we can have discussion. And I think, Commissioner Weiss.
Thank you. Yeah, there's some things I'd like to say before we vote. This process was not the process that I supported. I had asked, and a minority of us asked for a nationwide search. I think we owed it to ourselves, we owed it to the public, and we owed it to the staff here. But that's not the way it turned out. It's a vote, and we live with that vote. But I think, after going through this process that we did select, or the majority of us, it's been an opportunity, but I honestly, I wish we had expanded that. We don't know what we don't know. And I just wish we had done that, but we're here now. And the one thing I've always said is I will support what this board does, whether was my vote or not, because we work as a board. We don't work as individuals, and we make decisions as a board. And I want the best for this county. I want the best for the people. I want the best for our employees. It was said earlier that we're at an inflection point, and I truly believe we're at an inflection point, a really important point in government here. The opportunity to change things, to expand our vision, to go beyond what we've done in the past, and to embrace the future. The future is coming, whether we want it or not. And being able to put a stamp on that, put my vision for the future of our community is an honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly. But I see so much opportunity, and I was thrilled to hear from all 4 of these applicants that they see that opportunity as well. So with a vision of looking at how do we modernize government? How do we have our workforce develop and give opportunities and create an environment where people can really thrive, where we can see the best in people and give them the opportunity to contribute in their best possible way. I think it's going to require boldness. We've heard from the applicants on their vision and challenges, how they see it's going to take to implement some of this change. When I first started talking to folks about artificial intelligence a few years ago, I thought everybody was going to embrace it. I thought everybody was going to run to it. I was wrong. What I found, people were afraid. Not afraid necessarily of the technology. They're afraid of the disruption and potential loss of their jobs. That wasn't something I had thought about. I saw opportunity. But the reality is, that's where people are. So we have to make sure that as we embark on this change, that we deal with these challenges that people are going to have to face. And I heard it through some of these conversations that we're going to have to help people with skill and training and create opportunities as technology impacts the workforce. Some things you don't know about me: I went into a really large organization, Fortune 500 company, at a relatively high level, and I came in from the outside. I was the first person hired outside the company at that level. It was a challenge for me. I had to adapt to their culture. I had to learn things very quickly. But that prepared me to do what I do now. We all had to step into these roles here with very little time to prepare and not really understanding where we've come into. So I'm not afraid of giving people opportunities. I think we have to look at the end of the day, it's about the people, it's about our county government, and it's about our staff. And how do we best make a decision for who can help lead all of us? Last thing I want to leave with is, regardless of who is selected, I will do everything in my power to ensure that they are successful, because we all depend on that success. And it's not about my opinion, it's not about my ego. It's about being successful for all 1.5 million people in this county and all the lives that depend on it. So I appreciate this opportunity. I saw 4 people giving their best, and it's going to, at the end of the day, it is a very difficult decision. But I know as a board we will make the best decision together that'll lead this county into the next millennia. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else have any comments? Commissioner Sachs, you're reaching for your microphone.
Or my phone, I should say.
There you go. Now put the phone away.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a community decision because it's a county administrator, not a CEO of a private company. And I think that Dr. Khan, Chief Durnan, and our attorney has done a beautiful job in making sure that everybody in the county had an opportunity to ask questions, to interview the candidates. And that's the way it should be. We had a search, over 200 folks responded, and I think we got the best. I really do. I think we got the best with these 4. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of our board, and I'm proud of our staff in the county that put this together in such a way. There's not many governments that you will find in this country that really have such a transparent process. These candidates have been before community organizations, and and we have been transparent in listening to those folks tell us what their decisions are. So it's not just us, it's the entire community that will select a county administrator, and that's the way it should be. And I want to thank you, Mayor. You've conducted these meetings in a very professional way, and whenever you're ready, I'm ready to cast a vote. So I want to thank our candidates. I want to thank the county staff who put it together so beautifully. I want to thank all those who reached out to me in letters, who listened to the candidates in various forums and wanted to express their opinion, which is the way it should be. It's a community decision, and I look forward to having a new county administrator, and I look forward to serving as your county commissioner under this new leadership very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Flores.
Thank you. I want to start out by acknowledging the 4 candidates. First and foremost, thank you so much for your leadership. I genuinely think you are leaders of our community, and putting your name forward today, I know it's not easy, and I would imagine you had different conversations with people in your inner circle, and you decided to step out of that comfort box to step up and help us lead this county forward. So I have the utmost respect for all 4 of you, and I think you have done an amazing job of conveying your thoughts, ideas, leadership skills, and what you bring to the table. So there will be a vote here. One person ultimately will be selected, but I want you to know that I am very proud of the product that you have put forth, and that you should be very proud of your experience, of your background, and your leadership. Unfortunately, there can only be one individual selected unless we decide to go back to another round. But ultimately, I want to say thank you, because what you have done, I know is not easy. And one of the things that I can convey to you is that we understand what you have gone through. We have done that in our own rights to be able to sit up here. So if there are 7 individuals that understand where you are right now, is the 7 of us. I also want to address the employees. I know that there has been a little bit of unease feeling of where are we heading? Where is the direction that we are seeking? Ultimately, I feel that this board is going to do what's right by our community, by our residents, and by the employees. I think you should feel at ease knowing that that one of these 4 individuals will be the next county administrator. I think what you heard here today exemplifies leadership, and I feel very comfortable with any of these 4 individuals leading the county forward. So, and my last comments will be for our residents. I have taken the time to listen to anyone who has wanted to speak to me about the next county administrator. I actually went to lunch, and I had some great conversations with a few individuals on my way to lunch today. And I let them voice their opinion. And I let them tell me who they were rooting for, who they wanted, what values they wanted to find in the next county administrator. And I feel that this board has done that as well. I know that we had a forum yesterday, and a lot of people came up to me and shared that vision. And that's important. It's important that we take into account everybody's walk of life into this decision, because we don't just represent one group of people. We represent a very diverse community. So I am very proud of all 4 of you, the candidates. Thank you for your leadership and stepping up. I know it's not easy, but I feel like we are in the right hands. So thank you.
With that, I'll finish. First, I'd like to say to Commissioner Weiss, thank you for saying that no matter who gets the vote today, we will all support the final outcome. It is our job to do that. It is our job to be the voice of everyone out there. And we all may be looking for somebody, what we individually are looking for in qualifications may be different than what another commissioner is looking for. I'm looking for experience, education, someone who can work with 39 municipalities, 200 taxing districts, who listens to the voice of the people, who listens to the voice of the commission. For whatever reasons we are making our decision today, just let it know that it's a thoughtful one. And we don't take our jobs lightly. This is probably the biggest decision we are going to make as a board of county commissioners, other than maybe going to rollback rate but I'm kidding. But we do appreciate everyone that has been involved, and like Commissioner Flores says, there have been a lot of people that have written, called, voiced their opinion. We've listened to all of you. Thank the chambers for doing their outreach. Thank the candidates for throwing their hats into the ring. Hope that no matter who comes out on top, the others will stay, because that's a big challenge too. And if there is a change in culture, how do the ones that remain adopt to that change? And that's important. So I wish all of you the best. And since there are no other lights on, let's go ahead and cast our votes. We're going to cast our votes on our ballots. For those of you that don't know, we have a ballot right here. It has all 4 names on it. It has our initials on it. We're going to circle who we're interested in. We're going to pass it down to the clerk. And if there's a majority at the end, that person will be our winner.
Are we folding them or are we keeping them?
We're going to fold them, and we're going to hand, and we're going to pass them down to the clerk. To this clerk over here. Yes. The clerk to our right.
No ballot stuffing.
There's 7 commissioners, so there can only be 7 ballots. I'm just saying. What? What? And again, thank you all for being here and for seeing a very transparent process.
Testing. Mayor Marino, District 1, voted for Patrick Rutter. Commissioner Weiss, District 2, voted for Joseph Abruzzo. Commissioner Flores, District 3, voted for Joseph Abruzzo. Commissioner Woodward, District 4, voted for Isami Ayala Colasso. Commissioner Sachs, District 5, voted for Joseph Abruzzo. Vice Mayor Baxter, District 6, voted for Joseph Abruzzo. Commissioner Powell, District 7, voted for Isami Ayala Colasso.
I'd like to thank all of you for that. And as Commissioner Weiss said, we welcome Clerk Abruzzo as our next administrator. You'll be negotiating with me on your contract. I don't know if you're going to like that or not, but I'm just saying. To Isami, Patrick, and Keith, thank you very much. It has been an honor. Hopefully you all will embrace whatever direction. I'm going to say Administrator Abruzzo now. Don't know what happens to the clerk. I don't know how that process replaces you, but welcome. Vice Mayor Baxter, your light is on.
Madam Mayor, would it be appropriate that we let the new administrator say a few words?
It absolutely would be. Oh, Commissioner Sachs.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I think that what we had discussed before is that if there's a possibility that we could all cast or discuss to cast a final vote so that it would be unanimous. And I think that's what we discussed, and I'm certainly up for anybody who disagrees with that.
Do we have any, how about this? Do we have a unanimous vote for Clerk Abruzzo?
Yes. Oh.
Yes. There you go. Done. Clerk Abruzzo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, Commissioners. I haven't got choked up when my son was born, when I got married, and now in recent, I cannot thank you enough, and especially to my fellow applicants. We've been through a lot together. We've kept it extremely professional above board because we love our county. And we all have a lot of shared, unique visions that we were able to lay out for each other and the public, and I think that was so important. And I look forward to working with you as the days and months and hopefully years progress. To you, the Board of County Commissioner, my new bosses, I promise I will handle the duties and powers of this position with the utmost transparency and respect. We have that like-minded vision of course, as I mentioned, transparency, but ultimately, and I tried to close with it, Madam Mayor, love for our districts, love for this county, and we're going to bring it home and ring it through and through. I couldn't agree with you more, Commissioner Weiss, that we are at a true reflection point, not only for our county government, but our entire community as a whole. They are, some are embracing, but many are concerned about AI and the advances in technology and what that means for their future. I see it in our office quite a bit. So we have challenges ahead, but we're going to ring Palm Beach County strong. I do have to say to the employees of the county, please speak to the current employees of the clerk's office. We are going to continue to create a culture of inclusiveness. I have your back. If I could look to you, I have your back through and through, and we're going to tackle a lot of our issues moving forward together. I don't want to be long-winded. You've heard enough from me, but I just wanted to simply thank you. I look forward to working for each and every one of you for the years to come. And Madam Mayor, I look forward to the contract negotiations, so appreciate it.
Thank you. Commissioner Weiss, your light is on.
$1.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, thank everybody. I want to thank staff, but I'd like to make a motion, receive and file these ballots.
I have a motion, and I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion. Do you have from Commissioner Weiss, a second from Vice Mayor Baxter? All in favor? All opposed? That motion carries 7-0. That takes us to the end of this meeting. So, Todd, anything you'd like to add?
Just want to say thank you to the Board of County Commissioners for the time and detail that you put into this search. I want to say thank you to our staff and our team, from administration to HR to facilities, and being there to facilitate all of the events that we had. I thought it was an amazing couple of days that we had in putting those together, and I thank Reggie and David for their leadership on that. I also wanted to thank the candidates. I think that you had 4 outstanding candidates here today, and I think that they really put on display some of the best that Palm Beach County has to offer. And lastly, I want to congratulate Clerk Abruzzo on his selection, and we look forward to working with him through the transition. And I promise you it will be a smooth and successful one as we move forward. So thank you very much. And thank you to all of you for allowing me to serve in the capacity of interim administrator. And I'll do that until we negotiate that contract, and we'll make sure that we get that back to you as soon as we possibly can. So thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Kaufman. Any commissioner comments? We are going to be back here at 9:30 tomorrow.
Madam Mayor, I'd like to just take a moment to congratulate Clerk Abruzzo on being the next county administrator. I think it's been a long, very transparent, very informative process. Even from the forum last night, all the questions, comments that were submitted, it was amazing. The community outreach, the chambers, every single one, I think, has been reached out to. And I think that was what was heard from the board. We wanted the community very much involved, and that is what you saw here today. And again, I couldn't say congratulations enough to the new county administrator, Mr. Abruzzo. Thank you.
Commissioner Powell.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and congratulations to Clerk Abruzzo, Senator Abruzzo as well. And to each person who's a candidate, I had the opportunity to interview with each of you yesterday, and I will tell you that what I took from it, and when I talk about this concept of constant and never-ending improvement, are processes that I was able to internalize and see places where I could even grow and continue to develop in terms of my professional development, my office, and what we can do to expedite processes. Each person had a unique set of values. This was no easy decision. Of course, I reviewed resumes just last week. I had the interviews. I took everything into account when I spoke to each and every one of you, so that I would make sure that the decision that I made would be based on what I thought was the best decision, not for me, but for the county and for the residents. And I believe that each and every one of you are easily capable of steering the ship and landing the plane. And I want to thank you all for putting your names in the hat and applying for the county administrator position. It was no easy task. Thank you all for going and interfacing with the public. As someone who has had to do that, that is never easy. And it's always challenging, but I want to make sure that not only you all know, but the county, the residents, the customers who come to the county, as well as the employees, that we had 4 outstanding candidates who were finalists, and I'm looking forward to working with Clerk Joe Bruzzo as the next administrator, and continuing to learn and work with the rest of you as well. Thank you.
Commissioner Sachs.
In all the country, we had the best candidates right here in Palm Beach County. And I think that says a lot about our county, the people, and the respect they have for our government. We're over 100 years old in this county. The government's over 100 years old. And yet in all the country, we have our best candidates right here. And all 4 of you make me proud, each one of you. Learned so much about you. And I look forward to a new day. This is a new day. We have a new administration. We've got ideas that came from my colleagues here on the board that were really, really wonderful in terms of coming into the 21st century. And I'm just congratulate all of you, but I also congratulate the people of this county that our best and our brightest are right here in our county. So thank you, Mayor and Vice Mayor. And almost ready to call it a day, but I'll leave that up to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, to wrap up, to all of our candidates today, thank you. This is not an easy job. Campaigning is not easy. And you put your hearts and souls into it, and we appreciate that. Again, I hope that whatever the culture that Joe Abruzzo brings, it is something that is amenable for all of our staff, because at the end of the day, we are our staff, and we are strong. We are 7,000 people. They all need to be heard. They all need to be listened to, and I just hope going forward that everyone can do that. We're not all going to agree. Of that, we can be sure of. But at the end of the day, we will come together, we will make a majority decision, and the thing that we're going to do is best protect our county and the 1.6 million people that live here. So with that, I say we are adjourned, and we'll see you all back at 9:30 tomorrow morning.